Hi everyone, welcome to the Healthy Minds, Healthy Bodies Kids program, and this is our first video on our Face It and Erase It tools, where you can face and erase any negative emotion that you want. And we use something called SLT, which is short for the Self-Liberation Technique, and we also ask ourselves the 3 questions. And we also show kids how to do finger tapping as well, just like this. So let's get started. We have a lot to show you. Okay, so here is how SLT and our 3 questions work. You have to pick a feeling that you want to work on. It could be, I'm angry at my mommy or my daddy or my brother or my sister, or I'm sad about this. So can you guys pick something right now you think you want to work on? Okay, you got it? I love that. Okay, it can be anything that you want to work on, even like I'm sleepy, or I'm impatient, or this makes me anxious, anything you can think of, okay? So here's how it works. I want you to rate your feeling on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being like the biggest feeling inside you could possibly imagine. Like if it's anger, it's the most angry you could ever feel. And then number 1 is a very, very small feeling inside, okay? So can you give me a number? That's a 2. What's yours, Bronson?
Mine would be a
6. Okay, so that's important when we start at the beginning. You want to give it a number value, okay? So what we're going to do is we put our attention on our inner space, on that feeling. We let that feeling come up, even if it's something from the past or even if we're thinking about something in the future. We put our attention on our bodies and our inner space. Can you do that right now? Let's sit in our practice position. Can you join us in our practice position? Very good. And we put our attention in our inner space and think of that feeling. And we ask ourselves the 3 questions. And the first question of the 3 questions is this. Could you let it go? Would you let it go? And when? And if you answer yes, yes, and now, you might start to feel a shift inside. So let's try it all together. You can either give yourself the answer out loud or in your mind. And if you're a group leader, you can ask these questions out loud and ask your students to give you a response out loud as well. So with our attention on our feeling inside, let's ask ourselves the 3 questions again. Okay, you ready? I'll ask you. Could you let the feeling go?
Yes.
Okay. Would you let the feeling go?
Yes.
When? Okay, and put your attention on your inner space. Can you feel the feeling start to wiggle away or get a little bit smaller? She's saying it's getting a little bit smaller. Good.
Down to 5.5.
Down to 5.5 already. Just 3 questions. That's great. So the 3 questions don't always get rid of a feeling, but they start to help you get rid of a feeling, because it's like when you have a feeling, like if you're angry or something and you want to hold on to that anger, it's much harder to get rid of that feeling. So 3 questions help you loosen your grip on that feeling inside. Okay, now let's show everyone who's watching, all those kids, how to use SLT. After we ask the 3 questions, we use SLT. And SLT, we use something called pressure points. And they're points on our body that are a little bit sore to the touch, but they help us break down feelings inside, help them go away, and it's very simple. So can you guys put out your thumbs like this for me? Okay, and here's the first point. All right, and we go right here. Let's find our first point, which is right at the base of the eyebrows, okay? And you feel it's a little sore to the touch, okay? And what we do is this. We're going to do this for each point, and we're going to do it 7 times on each point. And here's how the sequence goes. So let's say I'm angry at my mom, okay? And I give it a 7. And here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, I'm angry at my mom, and then press. I'm angry at my mom. And then press. Angry at my mom. Press. Just like that, 7 times. And you can either think it or say it out loud. And if you're in a group, you want to say it out loud. Okay, you guys ready? Let's try our first point 7 times with your phrase. Okay, you can think it or say it. I'm angry at my mom. Good. Good. Now the next point, these little black dots in the middle of our eyes, what are they called? What are they called? Do you know? Okay, it starts with a P. What are these called in the middle of our eyes? Do you know? Pupils. Pupils. Yes. So, right underneath our eyes, where our pupils are, right here. Very good. Right underneath our pupils is the next point. And we do the same thing. We go, I'm angry at my mom. Good. 7 times. And then the next point, there's only 5 points to remember. So it's pretty easy. It might seem complicated at first, but it's pretty easy to do once you practice it a couple times. So here's the next point. You ready? Let's do it 7 times. Good. We're almost done. Okay, the next point is right underneath the eyebrows. Show me. And it's on this bone. Can you see it? Right underneath here. There you go. And we do 7 times on our point right here. Ready? Good. And now we're already at the last point. The last point is just past the eyebrows on this soft spot. Very good. And finish it off. I'm angry. Good. Now this point, after you've done all 5 points, 7 times each, you want to check in with yourself and figure out what's that feeling now on a scale of 1 to 10. Is it gone? Tell me, what's it for you, Bronson? 3. It's a 3? So it was a 6, now it's down to a 3. What about you, Miss Sierra?
0.
It's a 0. It's gone. Hot sauce. So if it's gone, then you're done. That's great, but if it's not gone, here's how you finish SLT. And we're all going to do it together, okay? And here's the last thing that we do. We look right, and we look left. And then we think or say, I'm angry at my mom. We look right, we look left. I'm angry at my mom. And you keep your head still. You just have to move your eyes. Right, left, I'm angry at my mom. Right, left, right, left. Just like that. And you can do that as long as you need to. Okay, you can start with 7, but you can go even more. Now, what if the feeling still has not gone away? Because some feelings die hard. It's true. Here's what we do. If your feeling is still not a 0 after you do all the points and the eye movements, you just go back to the top of the technique, and let's show everybody together. The first point, you go back to the first point, like so, right underneath or right next to the eyebrows, and you say, remaining anger at my mom. Praise. There we go. And you say remaining feeling about whatever it is that you're working on. And then you just do the whole technique all over again. And do it until it's a flat 0 inside. It's like if you had a splinter in your finger and you only got part of it out. You would still have the rest of it in your finger and it would still hurt and it would still be kind of irritating. So you want to get the whole thing out from the root. Okay? How about you? Did it go down to a 0 or is it still a 1 or a 2? It's a 2? Okay. So my friend here would then have to start the whole technique again, and he would do it until it's a flat 0. Now here's the thing. If you're at school and you're in a group and you don't want to sit there and work on a feeling like this and bring a lot of attention to yourself, here's what you can do is a little trick. You can do finger tapping, or you can just do the eye movements. Let's try it right now. Let's see if we can finish it off with just finger movements and eye movements. Okay? Finger tapping and eye movements. Look right, look left. Try and finish it off. Just like that. You can do this underneath your desk and work on a feeling. You don't even know what you're doing. Huh? Can you feel it starting to go even smaller inside, Bronson? Yeah? Good. Sierra says it's a -1 now. It's like really gone. Okay. So you guys, that concludes our first Face It and Erase It tools. Stay tuned for our next video for Stop, Drop, and Chop. Thanks so much.